Is that Scarlett first? Oh, you must have been waiting. But enough about that. I am starving right now. I went to get some Indian food. So shh, don't tell anybody. I got some kind of goat. Goat. It's gonna it's gonna be good. Miss Gray, what is up? How we doing? April Martin, Jet Petty, David Harab, Boss Flacco. I guess I didn't turn off my notifications before I started. LaShawn Main, Nadaline Brady, Scott B, Soloco Bro, Soloco Bro, Spicken TC, AB, Valerie Lisa, BNSF Trains, Marianne, Sean White, Mary Raven, Janet Matthews, Cute Tattooed Girl, Erica White, Anonymous Trolls in the building. How's the Anonymous Trolls? Double B, Brian Briggs checking in, Miss Reagan, as always. Overshadowed by God with the clap, 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 clap. David Hooray from Pittsburgh. You just missed me. Zara Allah cannot do no wrong. Dennis Casto. What is going on, guys? Peter Walsh in the building. What is up? Skunk Ape Mysteries. How we doing? JJ. It's Rita Prince. And Miss Calais, please keep the trolls at bay. We're going to have some trolls in here tonight. A lot of them don't like what I said. Probably, I'm not going to say what channel they're from. We can only guess. We can only guess. There's going to be a lot of trolls in here tonight. I'm not going to live stream long. I have to, do I have anything to do? Listen, let's not act like, I'm not important. I do have a couple things to do, but it's not like I'm on some kind of duress where I'm like, oh my God, you know what I mean? I just got to write some stuff out or whatever. Anyways, quite a temperature change from yesterday. Yesterday was 80 degrees and nice. Today was very nice, 63, and then it's going to start getting cold up here as I make my way towards Ohio. I'll be in Ohio in about probably Wednesday, Thursday, and then I'll be in Ohio through November until I start making my way towards the Midwest, which Ohio basically is the Midwest. So I'll be heading towards Indiana. That's what I'm gonna do. Mary Tramble, what is going on? Drake the Great, yes, Fort Worth, indubitably. First I gotta crack this beer. That's the first thing I gotta do is crack this beer open. Yeah, I got some Fort Worth stuff. Got that girl that was murdered at that bowling alley. She was kidnapped, raped, killed 45 years ago. They caught the bastard, old geezer now, in a wheelchair, pathetic human being that he is. And I was trying to find the bowling alley when I was in Fort Worth earlier. I think it was earlier this year. I couldn't find it, so I'll have to do a better job of finding the bowling alley. It's quite amazing, when I try to find locations. Sometimes, and I don't like asking people that I see on the street. I don't like asking them anything because then they just they don't know anything. And this, if something disappeared 6 months ago, they don't remember anything. They're like, "What?" I said, "Well, anyways, where can I put my beer so a police officer can see it and arrest me?" We'll put that up there instead. Okay, don't want to lose. All right, don't want to lose that. All right, that's my memory card. Has some drone footage that I need to reinsert, so I got to make sure I put that in a safe place. Anyways, blah blah blah. Robert Moore checking in. Hey, dude, I seen your picture on Facebook. Dude, you're getting chunky. But hey, listen, if anybody's getting chunky, it's me. I've let myself go, boy. So I know some of you guys are tired of me talking about it, but yeah, boy, I don't know. We're gonna look like twins pretty soon if you keep it up, my friend. But, glad to see you doing good. We got to catch up soon. I'll hit you up sometime this week. See what's up with you. Yeah, blah blah blah. Chris Cavinas. Is that how you say it? Or Cavinas? What's going on? Tyler Allen says, "Do I ever explore Texas?" Uh, yeah. Uh, I don't want to say I have a lot of videos in Texas, but I do spend quite a bit of time in Texas. When I get back there, I'll be in Texas for a good while. I'm not saying 2 months, but I'm going to be there for quite some time. I'm not going to just dip in and dip out. I'm going to go back to Texas, chill out for a few days, just kind of figure out what I'm going to do, where I'm going to go. I will be looking for another vehicle if this vehicle makes it there, which, knock on wood, knock on wood, I should be able to make it there a-okay. And then I got to figure out my living situation. We're going to figure out what I'm going to do. We're going to figure out where I'm going to go. And then after that, I head west. I haven't, I got friends on the West Coast that I haven't seen in quite some time. And, want to do some Los Angeles stuff, some Las Vegas stuff. Got something in Arizona, of course, New Mexico. I mean, I got stuff everywhere. I mean, it's always there. And even though if I go to an area and I end up not doing it, it'll come back. It'll come back for sure. So we'll see. Will do. Pigtails will be already being made out of real human hair, for sure. Alan Poole says Florida loves me, and I love Florida and all the crazy stories that I read going out of there. But boy, let me tell you, Florida is just it's I don't know. I don't know when I'm going to come back to Florida. I don't. Once I get to Los Angeles, I think I'll make up my mind about what I'm going to do for the rest of next year, because I don't believe I'll be out in California until January. So after January, February, I don't know if I'm going to stay in California for a while. I mean, I did last year, this summer, I wanted to stay in California for like 2 months. I'm not the biggest fan of California, but there's as big a state, California being probably, it's the most populated state, the third biggest state in the nation after Alaska and Texas. I mean, literally that state has the most stories that I have filed. So, I mean, pick and choose. We'll see when I get to Los Angeles. I will be in Los Angeles. I'm guessing sometime late January, early February. I'm going to try to stay for at least a week. Usually every time when I go to Los Angeles, I say like, oh, I'm going to stay here. And then as soon as I get there, I'm like, get me out of this place. But yeah, I'm going to try. We will see. For sure, we will see. So who knows? Saved by Grace is Sherry YT. What is going on? Mo Love 6'7" from Macon, and Chantel Lynch from North Carolina. Renian York? Reneen? Whoa, that's, I've never seen that name before. Reneanne. Renan? Miss York. How about we go Miss York? Yes. No problem. Thank you for watching. Thank you for checking in with me as I'm live here, just gallivanting away or whatever, just talking about nonsense. Donna from Kansas says, hey, well, tell Donna from Kansas I said, hey. So, yeah. And Birmingham in the building. Birmingham in the building, yes. So I'm sure a lot of you guys seen my video that I made about Pervert Boy. I'm thinking about deleting that video only because I just kind of don't want that video on my channel. I'll decide by Friday, Saturday if I want to keep it up. I just, it's not my style of video. It's it was more like a rant, but and sometimes I rant. Some of you guys know what I do, and I just don't want that creeps video on there, but I'm not really sure yet, so I'll keep it up for at least a week. I just want plenty of people to see it. I want everybody to see it. I want the bigger YouTubers to start talking about this. I'm waiting for Penguin Zero. Penguin Zero will get 3 million views from. I mean, he's the one that's really going to let everybody know that Jared is a creep. Let me see if he's talked about it yet. It must be nice on YouTube to have like 10 million subscribers, and you could just kind of, you know, talk about anything, whatever. It doesn't even have to be relevant, and people are still going to check in. His last video 5 hours ago already has 1 million views. How does this? I don't know who that is. I watch his videos on rare occasions. I don't know for the life of me, how do you get 11 million subscribers? It seems to me to get that amount, I mean, you have to have done some kind of media where people, you know, movies or TV, something along, or even to get like 1 million. It's difficult to get 1 million without like having some kind of, like you were on a TV show or you were in a movie, maybe you were an actor. I mean, look at Will Smith. I mean, that guy, how many subscribers does he have? It's like, who's Will Smith? I don't know. But I don't know what he did to get all those subscribers. But I'm waiting for him to get to that story. And I'm curious as to see how badly he's going to rip them, or if he even will, or if anybody else is going to rip them, because I haven't seen any bigger YouTubers really lay in on that guy. So we're gonna see. We're definitely gonna see what's going on. So yeah, I don't know. Danielle Stephens, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Am I catching a cold? I hope not. No, it's like cold. So I don't know. It's cold, I guess. I don't know. You get the sniffles when it's cold or something. So yeah. Cement Shoes, thank you, man. That video did good numbers. I don't ever get videos. Very rarely did they get that amount of views. And you know, I don't always like. I mean, you know, you chase views, of course. Let's not be stupid. I don't come out here trying to pretend I'm like, oh, I don't care what I upload, whatever views it gets. No, I mean, of course you want to get views, but I know some videos won't get many views. Some of y'all ain't gonna really dig it, and that's totally fine. I was very surprised about that video. I mean, I did a little bit of driving, and so I told myself, this better get. I think I said this better get over 100K, and it did, and I was surprised. So I do have another longer video coming up. Calais is editing it. No, you're not editing it now. Next week, so it'll be put together next week, and then it'll be out. No, it'll be out not this week, but next week, I think. And we'll see how that turns out. I'm not going to say what I did or the story, but I mean, I don't know. I think the story's interesting. I don't know. I guess we'll see. I thought the Vicky White. I mean, this story that I did is probably not as interesting as the Vicky White story, but it's very similar. I'll just say that. I'm sure some of you guys might guess what it is. I have no idea, but yeah, the Vicky White is still a head scratcher to me. Like what? And I know a lot of you in the comment section were saying that you guys didn't believe that she shot herself, that you believe that he did. But I mean, if he did, I'm pretty sure he would have already confessed. I mean, that guy's never ever gonna get out. Or maybe he did shoot her and he doesn't want to get the death penalty. So I don't know. But anyways, Bridget from Rochester, what up? Jody Huff in the building. What's going on, girl? What are we doing? How you doing? We're expecting 3 to 6 inches of snow tonight. You must be in Minnesota or North Dakota, because I haven't seen snow anywhere. But then again, I don't really look at the weather map in other areas. I don't like looking. I kind of like to be surprised and then cuss under my breath and say, "Dang, I can't believe I got caught in this," and then we'll take it from there. So hopefully it's nowhere near where I'm going to be. But yeah, I don't know. What do I think about the Delphi case? I don't know. I have no clue. What I think is, I think the crime is disgusting. I can't believe that the story has gone unsolved for as long as it did. I don't know what evidence they have against that guy, so I really can't say. I don't know if they have like phone records. I think it's kind of curious that the mother of one of the victims said that because the guy worked at CVS, and she said that he developed their pictures before. And did she say that he didn't charge her or something? I don't know. That's kind of creepy, but maybe I misread it. Maybe I was reading another story, but I do remember that the mother said, yeah, he developed my pictures before at the CVS. And if he is in fact the guy, he needs to get executed, of course. I think a lot of murderers. I don't think every single murderer needs to be executed, but I think that a lot of murderers need execution, a good old fashioned execution. I was actually thinking of a really. I told Scarlett this before. I was trying to come up with like different forms of executions, just because everyone's saying like, oh, it's inhumane, it's inhumane, and I'm like, well, I'm pretty sure what they did was inhumane, but I I am trying to work with a couple scientists on the side. So you guys just think I do YouTube, but no, I do other things on the side, and I'm trying to figure out a way where I can start. I want to invent this thing called a brain prison, right? Now, hear me out. What's brain prison? You guys are thinking. Well, remember in RoboCop 2 when that drug dealer Kane got killed by, he almost got killed by RoboCop, and then the lady who was very beautiful, she disconnected his life support system, and then when they removed his brain and his spinal column and they had him in that water, remember the. Well, I think that certain prisoners should have their brains and their spinal column removed, and then you soak them in water or whatever kind of liquid to keep them alive. And then they're fully conscious, right? They're conscious, and they're like, they're like, where am I? And I'll say, like, you're in brain prison. And they're like, well, what's brain prison? And they can't talk because they don't have vocal cords. They're only their brain, their eyes, and their spinal column. So I said, well, let me explain, because you can't talk because you don't have any vocal cords. But brain prison is for the most egregious, foul human beings. And this is my answer for people that are against the death penalty. And I say, okay, well, if we can't have a death penalty, then we'll have the brain prison. So if you commit like a crime, kind of like that Jared clown, I would put him in brain prison. So I would remove his brain, his eyes, and his spinal column, and then I'll just soak it in some kind of water to keep him alive, and then he'll have conscious thought forever. He's just like soaking in water, like looking at the same wall over and over. But I wouldn't have him look at a wall. No, I'd have him like, I wouldn't have him look outside with trees and birds either. Because after 30 years, you're in my brain prison, and I don't want you enjoying yourself. And you'll probably wonder, like, gee, I wonder why I'm not hungry. It's because you have no stomach. You're just a brain, eyes, and a spinal column. You know what I mean? Spinal cord. This is brain prison. This is what you get when you're a foul human being. So we don't have the death penalty anymore. We just have brain prison. And that is where you lay forever and ever and ever until your brain decays. Or we'll just keep you alive for 10,000 years. I have no idea. I'm still kind of formulating how I'm going to do this. How do we remove somebody's brain, eyes, and spinal cord while keeping them alive? I guess that's why people write science fiction. I watched too many movies as a kid. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, anyways. You want me to come see you in Illinois? Probably not going to Illinois. Don't pronounce the S. Yeah, I'm gonna try to make it to Illinois. But if I see any remote sign of a snowflake floating in the air up there, I'm not going. But I am considering going as far as keeping my van and my trailer in Indiana, and then renting a car. And then just to make sure, and then go up there. And if something happens, like there's a snowstorm, I'll just fly back. So I am considering that. I don't know. We will see. There's 4 videos in Wisconsin, 2 in Chicago I really, really want to do. And I will be PO'd if I leave Illinois without doing those videos. I mean, Illinois has, lots of stuff. But there's two videos that I have that I'm like, man, I really need to get to Chicago, and it will be worth it for me if I have to rent a car and go up there. So we'll see. I don't know. It just depends on the weather. I mean, even if it's bitterly cold, I could do with that. I just don't want to be driving in any snow or any nonsense. That's what people from the West Coast call snow. We call it nonsense. I'm not driving in it. I mean, you guys can drive in it if if you're born and raised in an area where you've had snow and you're used to it. See, I'm not used to it. I'm a warm weather fellow. I'm not a California boy because I've disavowed California a long time ago. But you know, Texas is not really the West Coast, but the weather there is pretty warm. The weather in Texas, I mean, other than the summertime when it gets really hot, the weather in Texas is pretty decent. Yeah, sure, you might have a tornado here and there, but it might pick up your house and toss it into the next county. But you kind of, you take the good with the bad at the end of the day. Uh, Since you're in Ohio, you need to do a story on Roger Troutman of the band formerly known as Zap. Yeah, I did that video like about a year ago. If you go, I don't think my playlist, I'm working on my playlist, right? Or Scarlett's working on the playlist, so that will be put together in the next month or so. So that my videos will be categorized. So if you just want to go on my channel, if you only want to see famous graves, I'll have that. If you only want to see this, so instead of scouring through over 900 videos, you can kind of just go through the categories that I'll have, and then you can kind of pick and choose whether you want to watch any of the videos. I do have videos from like 2 years ago that I'm sure nobody ever looks at. So yeah, I'll have all those together. Need any Ohio true crime info? Dahmer went to my high school. I did a video about Dahmer's first victim, and I have yet to finish it. I already recorded everything. I just need to do the audio on it, so that will be up. I kind of messed up because I know Netflix did a Dahmer thing, and then that video would have got very good views, but I don't even. I know I do remember going to Dahmer's old house where he lived with his aunt and uncle or something like that. I don't remember if I went to the guy's grave. I'm pretty sure I did. I got to go through a lot of videos. I got to delete stuff that I no longer need or whatever. So everything is a mess. So like over the next week or two, I just need to kind of calm down for 2 days of those week or two what I'm doing, and then figure it out. MMA Latina, what's up with that? Scary going out on a date with you, huh, kid? Are you gonna put somebody in one of those weird holds or something? Okay. Have I been to Colorado? Yeah. I don't have many videos out of Colorado. Colorado's a weird state because even if it's September, you might get snow. I won't ever go to Colorado unless it's like July or August or September. Now, if I do end up staying on the West Coast next year, which is, it is I don't know. I do want to go to Colorado because I have a weird story. Man, this story I got, it ain't funny because somebody died, of course, but it's funny in the fact that, well, I'm not going to say what it is. It's just, I basically, what I'm thinking about doing is, I don't want to say it. There might be some spies in here, and I despise spies, but it'll be an interesting. I got a couple of those ideas for videos. I just don't like talking about it because then, I don't want to see it pop up somewhere. So it'll be our little secret for sure. Am I lonely tonight? Terribly lonely, yes. It's horribly, horribly lonely. Yes. Oh, so lonely. Somebody play my song, please. Somebody said, am I drinking alone? It looks that way, don't it? Yes, it does. Guys, there's nothing wrong. Let me just talk at you guys. Nothing wrong with drinking alone. Millions of good-hearted alcoholic Americans do it every day. I don't consider myself an alcoholic, but yeah, I am alone 99.999% of the time. I am alone. Yeah, nobody travels with me. I'm by myself. So I don't have a home. I don't live in an apartment. I don't have a girlfriend. I don't have a wife. I don't have kids. I'm by myself. I'm a lone wolf. I'm a loner. Uh, Overshadowed by God. I'm in Ohio. I work in the funeral biz. If you need any help, I'm here. I'm familiar with all. Do me a favor. Overshadowed by God. And by the way, guys, I know some of you have sent me emails and I haven't responded. Listen, I'm probably going to have to get some help with the emails just because I'm very bad at answering emails. Because for me to answer emails correctly, I need to like not be editing any videos, not doing any videos. I need to like stay calm and just stay there, and I can't do that. I've tried before, so it looks like I will be getting a new email here soon. That way, when you guys send me stories, it'll be relayed to me because like I don't want to be rude and not respond to you guys hitting me up for stories. I find it very difficult for me to sit down and not do anything, and then I keep forgetting. So that email will be coming out pretty soon. But overshadowed by God, send me an email tonight, and then just put in the subject overshadowed by God, and then hit me up. You might have a story that or something you experienced that I might be able to use in a vlog or something. Deborah Cox says, I feel so bad that you live in your van. I'm in Missouri. I think you're awesome. Well, Miss Cox, thank you. Number one. Number two, do not need to feel bad for me. It's a life that I choose. I'm not some destitute bum, even though some of you guys out there might think that I am. No, I choose this life, and I love living in a van. Live in a trailer, dilapidated old trailer. I love it. I would never. You know how people feel bad for people who live in their vehicles? Well, I feel bad for people who have to pay rent and have mortgages and have families and kids and dogs and cats, and they have to pay taxes. Like, I feel bad for people like that. I really do. And I'm not being, I mean, I feel bad, and I don't feel bad because that's your life and then you choose to live that life. But I feel bad because I'm like, wow, I can't believe that not only do you have to pay to live where you live, you pay your mortgage, right? You got a $250,000 home loan. You got a 30-year mortgage. But not only that, but whatever county you live in, they come knocking like once or twice a year, and they say like, hey, listen, we need some more money. And you're like, wait a minute, I just paid my mortgage. And they're like, yo, no, that's taxes. Yeah, no. I don't want to pay any taxes. I'm sorry. I don't want to pay taxes to a place where I live for them to just take the money and squander it on unnecessary programs. I'm not even going to get into all that, but I know some of the taxes, that goes to schools, which is good, but don't get me started in schools, because I think the school system is out of whack, and I really think it needs to be overhauled. I think that, when it comes to taxes going to schools, I think that schools should have to fight each other for your kids' education. I think that schools should have to compete with one another instead of you just saying, oh, well, I live here, so my kid obviously has to go to school here. Well, unfortunately, not many schools, and I'm talking about even like elementary, junior high, or high schools, not a lot of schools are very good. And like, let's say you live in a lower end area. Why does your kid have to go to a lower end school? Why can't they go to another school? Parents should have a choice on what school their kids go to. So instead of the school say like, oh yeah, well, they're just going to go over here and then just, treat them like cattle, where they go into a school and then they don't learn anything, or they're being disrupted by nonsense, or, dumb kids. Some of them are dumb. I'm sure your kid is smart, but some of our kids in the chat, they're not so bright. But maybe they're good with their hands. Maybe they would be a good plumber or electrician. Maybe they're not book smart. I'm not book smart. And I'm not even good with my hands. I have no skills. I have no good qualities. I'm sure maybe some of you guys think I do, but I really don't. I don't know how to, I'm really not good with my hands when it comes to anything. Like if something needs to be fixed, I'm not going to fix it because I don't know how to fix anything. I don't like fixing things. I don't like working on things. I like I like working menial jobs before, and that's it. And then I like to enjoy my time and not have kids and pets. But about the school thing, I mean, yeah, instead of school A accepting whatever kids, the parents should say like, okay, this is a school A, this is what they have, this is school B, this is what they have, and then the county gives them some kind of a voucher that's good for a certain amount of money. Maybe it'll cover the school tuition, maybe it won't. Maybe you got to kick in a couple bucks a month. Maybe you got to pay an extra $100 a month. I mean, I know not a lot of people have an extra $100 a month to spend on their kids, but you got to think, And some of you guys have watched my videos, and I've watched plenty of news stories about people that there is something tragic happened to their kids. They were, just, I don't know, like it might be in your kid's best interest. I'm not saying to put your kids in private school. I'm not saying that, because that's a lot of money. But I mean, it's just, I guess it all depends on where you live. I mean, having kids is very difficult, and I feel kind of like, wow, when I see, like, today I went to McDonald's. By the way, I got a large coffee and a sausage McMuffin, no cheese. And I was in this McDonald's, and this woman had her 3 kids, and this one kid, like kids are, because they have the internet, right? So kids are smarter than when we were kids, because we didn't have the internet. All we had is your friend's dusty encyclopedia, right? That his mom spent $1,500 on, and he's never cracked open once. But it's a nice looking book, book set, That's all we had, and the internet didn't come out until like 1990 for me. I think the first time I ever got on it was like 1994, 1995, and I had to go to the library to get on the internet. So now kids, like, they have the internet like in the palm of their hands, And this kid, I'm looking at him, and I could not believe, I've never seen this in my life. Like, so this woman had like 3 boys, like one's like 14, one's 11, and one's like 8. And then the mother, I could not get over this. I wanted to actually film this. I hear the mother saying, yelling at him under her breath. And this kid starts like kicking his feet and just says, "Why are you doing this to me?" And I'm like waiting for her to like haul off and just smack him to the moon. And she just kind of like blows him off like he just does this all the time. And he had a mini major meltdown. I mean, you're 8 years old, dude. Is your, like, you just had a mini major meltdown at McDonald's. And I'm like, wow, like, why are you doing this to me or something? I just thought it was so odd. So like, what are you doing, lady? Like, I mean, that's why I don't know. I never seen anything like it. This kid was like so frustrated over something, and his other brothers, they're just chilling out on their phones. And I don't know, maybe she took his phone away. Maybe he acted up. I don't know. She had to do what she had to do. I just thought it was so funny that this kid is just, I'm like, kid, you're at McDonald's and you're going to have breakfast. Like, when I was your age, like, that was a treat. And that never happened. I never, as a child, did. Man, I remember quite well as a child, I never, ever acted up. Now, don't get me wrong, I would get in trouble in school because I talked too much, because the teacher was boring me to death. So I would just kind of tune her out and figure out how to get past those Santa Monica mountains going over. I always wondered, what's past those mountains? Because the teacher was like, blah, 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 drone, drone, drone. I didn't really care. Me being the sophisticated 7-year-old that I was at the time, I wasn't interested in what the teacher was saying. But then this kid was going, "Why are you doing this to me?" And I was like, gee, I wonder what my mother would do to me if I said that. She'd probably smack me. I mean, because my mother was like free with the hand. I mean, yeah, she was just free, and other items that she can get her hands on. It was all bad. I mean, I still love my mother, but she's crazy. Wow, that kid was just kind of went ham today. So hopefully he's well rested, and everything's okay in the household. Blah blah blah. It's cold here in Illinois. Next weekend, it's going to be a high of 30. What? High of 30? Check, please. Guess we won't be going over there. Thanks for being the dark cloud over my spring trip or sudden trip to Chicago. So, did I hear the news about the Aaron Carter dead? Yeah, I did. And it's one of those deaths that I expected, but it's still surprising. But honestly, anybody who's followed that kid, there's no looking at him in interviews and being how drugged out he was. You cannot honestly be surprised that he died. I mean, this guy was just a big time drug addict. Now, I was surprised when Whitney Houston died because even though she was a drug addict, Whitney Houston's been she's been Whitney Houston ever since I can remember. I don't. I mean, ever since I was 7 or 8, like, yeah, I want to dance with somebody. I mean, it's like Whitney Houston. This guy Aaron Carter, he was a talented entertainer as a kid. What the hell happened by the time he was 12, 13? He had those 2 songs on the radio, the videos. He was doing concerts. He was in case you guys don't know who Aaron Carter is, or maybe you know who Aaron Carter is now, and you only know him as just being like a drug-addled guy. This guy was an uber talented young kid who would sing and dance. He would, if you went to an Aaron Carter concert, there was 25,000 people there. I mean, he made a lot of money by the time he was 14 years old. And then it seems like, 15, 16, he kind of disappeared. And then next thing you know, hey, man, tattoos on his face. Like, what the hell happened to that? Talk about a tragic downfall. How are you, and I guess you can kind of blame, I don't know if I don't want to blame the parents. I don't know them. I think they also have a sister who died young. I don't know if it was drugs. Maybe it's kind of what I'm remembering. But, I mean, to die in your bathtub in Lancaster, of all places, that shows you what kind of money he was making. You live in Lancaster. That kid has had to have made millions of dollars. I mean, he was selling CDs when artists were making good money on their CDs or album sales and ticket sales and merch and all this and that. How do you go from that? And then now you live in Lancaster, California, and not saying anything bad about Lancaster, California. There's nothing bad about that place. But if you were a entertainer, singer, blah, 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 why don't you live in Los Angeles? Excuse me. Why don't you live in Los Angeles? Why didn't you buy a home when you were 15? I mean, you live in Lancaster, of all places. Like, why Lancaster? Lancaster is like 60 miles northeast of Los Angeles. Lancaster is where you go when you can't afford to no longer live in Los Angeles. I mean, Lancaster, the rent there it's high. But before, back in like the early 90s, you can go to Lancaster and get a 2-bedroom apartment for $500. It was cheap out there. But it was the desert, and there was nothing out there. Nobody wanted to live out there. And now this guy's living there? I mean, it was weird. Like you're like, I mean, even though I don't know how he was making his money. I don't know if he had a YouTube channel. I don't think he did. I don't know. I guess he had a TikTok. He was just on the No Jumper podcast, or whatever you want to call it, an interview show or YouTube channel or whatever, not too long ago. I didn't get a chance to watch it, but I did put it for my saved later. And then all of a sudden he's dead. It's sad that this guy had all that money, fame, you can dance, you can sing, and next thing you know, you're crushing pills and slamming them in your arm or whatever, which is the way he did it. And I apologize if he's not a drug addict and I'm talking out of whatever, but yeah, you did drugs, and it was plainly obvious to see, and it was painful to watch his demise. Like, really, man. And then he was probably like that guy Little Peep surrounded by people who are just give him whatever they want, so I don't know, just a needless death that didn't have to happen. Oh, you're Chucky? I never said there was anything wrong with being Chucky. I said it's a problem with me being Chucky. This Chucky. No, no, it's me. If you ever go to Evansville, there's a story about Heather Teague disappearance that really could use some attention. Also, the Lucasville prison riot in Ohio. Take care. The Lucasville prison riot. I actually interviewed a prison inmate about that riot. I still have to kind of go out there to film the prison. I'm pretty sure, because after Ohio, I was in Wheeling, West Virginia, about 3 days ago. I only went there overnight, and I left Wheeling, and then Scarlett's like, "Oh, hey, there's this story here, blah blah blah." I'm like, "Wow, If he'd have told me like 8 hours ago, I could have done it when I was in Wheeling. So now I gotta probably go back to Wheeling, and I think Lucasville is probably on the way if it's off the 70. So I will be making a trip back to Wheeling to do that story, and yeah. So I got a little bit of Ohio stuff to finish up before I start heading to Indiana. By the way, there's nothing wrong with being chunky, except for when it's me. Just saying. Victoria Steele. It sounds like a. I think that wasn't there a lady that wrote a newspaper column in Las Vegas? Her name was Victoria Steele. Are you the same Victoria Steele from Las Vegas? That you used to be like in a band when you were younger or something? Rybug. Thank you very much. Yeah. I mean, you know, it's kind of I don't even want to say bittersweet because, you know, my opinion about him, you know, people slam me for it, you know, because they thought he was an angel, and I said no, he's not an angel, you know, and people were like, oh, you know, I had so many people in that video say like, I'm gonna unsubscribe, I'll never watch Lamont at Large ever again. I'm like, okay, like, I can't. I'm not going to beg for your subscription if you feel that you no longer need to watch me because I have a particular opinion about somebody that you like. Well, you know, it's going to happen. You know, I'm going to continue to say what I want to say. And, you know, it's up to you guys as adults to just be like, okay, I like person A, and Lamont said something that was not of goodness about them. Now, I can say that's your opinion and keep it pushing, or you can say, screw you, guy, I'm gonna stab you in the eye with an ice pick. And it's so amazing to me that people just can't like accept that people don't like what you like. Like, you don't like what I like. Like, we're different. That's what makes this world, excuse me. That's what makes this world unique and special and different and weird and strange and crazy and, you know, deadly and fun and all that stuff. But if I say, you know, when I said about the about the AWP Jared guy, and I said it about the whole YouTube channel, I said, hey, listen, they're not angels. I'm not stupid. Neither is Jared. He's a pedo creep. And I hope he pays for what he did, and I hope they lock him up for a long time. But he's not a stupid guy. He knows how to edit his videos. He knows how to tell his editors how to paint the picture of what they're doing. You know what I mean? And I said, listen, they sell it. They sell what they're doing, and they're good at doing it. Even my sister, I was talking to my sister, and she was like, Lamont, you know, I watched your video about Adventures with Purpose, and you know, you just gotta, you know, be careful what you say. And I'm like, girl, what are you talking about? When have I ever been careful about what I say? You've known me since I was what, 0? I mean, when have I ever said something that I've like, oh, I shouldn't have said that? Never. I mean, not never. That's a lie. I've said things that I'm like, I shouldn't have said that. But that's pretty rare. When I say something, I mean it. Especially if I do it on a video. Now, it's different if we're talking in person or having a private conversation with somebody, then all bets are off. But if I go and make a YouTube video and I say, you know, this YouTuber said this and I have an opinion about it and I'm going to say something, and then people get all like crazy about the AWP video. And I said, listen, guys, I didn't slam them, even though there was something about Jared I just didn't like. Doug, I didn't think anything of. The guy, Jared, this guy was a slime ball. I don't believe I called him a slime ball in the video, but I said, no, there's something wrong with this guy. This guy's, he ain't, this guy, there's something up with this guy. I don't know. But, you got to imagine the conversations that this guy's having with his, with people in the crew. And then telling the other divers, oh, hey, when you come up for air, I want you to pretend that you're sad. Like, come on, bro. Am I stupid? I know exactly what he's doing. He's like a film director. He has like the class of a low budget porno film director. telling these. Did you guys see that? And I don't watch their channel. I'm not interested. You know, they do a great thing. I'm just not interested in how they run it. But Scarlett sent me a clip when they were looking for Kylie Ronnie's car. And did any of you guys see that when the guy came up out of the water, he was like, and the guy's like, just breathe, bro. Just breathe. Just breathe, bro. Because you guys haven't found 24 other cars before with bodies in them, right? This is the first time. Like, when I see stuff like that, I'm sorry, guys. I might be the harsh one here. Sorry, you lost me. You don't need to upsell your content. I'm gonna watch it or not. You don't, like me. I don't know about you guys. You don't need to tell me how to feel when I'm watching your video. I my feelings will dictate if I want to watch your channel or not. And if I feel I like your channel, I'll watch it. I'll thumbs you up. I'll send you a super chat here or there, whatever. But you don't need to, you don't need to fake the funk with me. Okay, I'm not about that. I'm too old. I'm not 20 years old. I'm not some new person on the scene. I've been here for quite some time. I've seen it and I've done it. I've been screwed over by people. I just, nothing new gets by over me because all that bad stuff has happened to me when I was a kid. So it's like, come on, man. Just out of when I seen that, I said, oh no. I said, this guy is a slime ball. But what am I supposed to say? I do a video talking about how they're not angels, and then people are like, screw you, you're jealous. Screw you, you're jealous. Screw you, you're jealous. Screw you, you're jealous. F you, you suck. I'm unsubscribing. I'll never watch any of your channels ever again. Blah, blah, blah. All right. I hope they subscribe back eventually, and if they don't, it's okay. There's plenty of other YouTubers you can watch other than me. You can go watch them, and you can go watch them go on their little adventures or what have you. You don't have to, I'm not about chasing subscribers away. I'm not trying to tell people, hey, well, screw you. But basically, I'm like, well, I mean, what am I going to say? Please, baby, come back. If I said something you don't like, then disagree with it and keep watching. You don't have to say, oh, I disagree with you, Lamont. But that's okay. Oh, you're sick. Oh, he's innocent until proven guilty. Did you not go watch that other dude's channel? That Glarer guy. Did you not watch his channel when he actually showed and went through all of the emails and explaining and this and that? By the way, that guy, the Glarer, he's the one I shouted out of my video yesterday, right? So this guy, the Glarer, I've never heard of him until somebody just on my phone texted me. They're like, you got to watch this now. They're like, this guy's like putting up stuff about Jared from AWP that he's a pedophile. I said, what? What? And I was on it like white on rice. And then I go in there, and then I sent him a couple super chats. And then this guy was like, hey, Lamont, thank you for the super chat. While I have you in, I wanted to respond to you. You made a video about my friend 10 to Life, and we're very close friends. And listen, I understand you that you have an opinion, but what you said about her was wrong. I know 10 to Life in real life, and she's a genuine person. So, what you said was wrong, brother. What I said was correct 100% about her. Okay, that's what I said. Okay, I didn't badmouth her. I just called her what she is. She's just a little drama queen making up false accusations against, and I'm sure some of you guys in here, you like 10 to Life. That's fine. I don't listen to people who say like, I don't do that. I don't need gossip. I need the story. I'm not into people's gossip or nonsense. So I made a video saying like, I basically said like, look, I made a video. Yeah, no, because she sent out and people send me this stuff. I don't look at these people's channels. I don't go on Christina Randall's channel or 10 to Life or any other. I don't go to their channels. I don't care. If you guys like their channels, that's great. I even told my sister, I said, you'll like Christina Randall because that's totally up your alley. I said, I sent her a link. I don't know if she's watched her yet. I said, you'll like her. You'll like Christina Randall because that's right up your alley. Stuff like that. And listen, you know, that girl accused kids that went to school with Kylie Rodney of basically having something to do with her murder. Sorry. Yeah, you're wrong. You're wrong. End of the story. And I know a lot of you guys in here are going to tell me, Lamont, you don't know. There was no water in their lungs. There was no water in the lungs. Is every autopsy the same? Is every body the same? I thought we were different people. Different people's bodies anatomically are different. Guess what, guys? You'd be surprised to hear this. Sometimes a drowning victim has no water in their lungs. Most of the time they do, but sometimes they don't. And this nonsense that I heard about Kylie, well, she was found in the back seat. And then Doug, of course, he's like, well, it looks suspicious to me. Dude, you're a tow truck driver. You drove a tow truck for a living. And I was a dishwasher. We're not homicide investigators here, okay? We're just not. Do you think if there was honestly a cover-up, what? It's amazing that people honestly still believe that this was some kind of a murder or it's a cover-up. Because, and I'm not trying to badmouth people who believe that there was a cover-up or if it was, or there was a murder. Listen, that's your opinion, and that's fine. But oftentimes, I find these types of people that think that these, and I'm all about a conspiracy theory. I'm all about a conspiracy theory. I mean, catch me on a good one. I'll read a conspiracy theory all day long. But not everything is a conspiracy theory. And to drag people's names in the mud that had nothing to do with her death, other than, again, and I'm repeating myself in the other video, maybe they should have took the keys away from her. Maybe they should have told her to go sleep it off. Other than that, yeah, sorry, girl. No. I am 100% right what I said. And then she says, and then she does this, and then she and then with this donation thing, what does she do? On her YouTube, and somebody sends this to me. On her YouTube thing, she said oh, I donated $1,000 to Adventures with Purpose. Why do you need to tell anybody that you donated money? If you want to donate money, go ahead and donate money. You don't need to make a video about it. You don't need to pat yourself on the back and say you did a good job. You don't need to do that. That was very kind of her to do that, to give money so Jared could buy a second $1.2 million home. So good on you, girl. Congratulations. You paid for his power bill for the month. And I'm not hating on them for getting donations, but that's what it is. People don't realize the kind of money that they were pulling in. You got to understand. And when people were telling me oh, how can you say that about Adventures with Purpose? It takes money. That equipment is not cheap. Okay. All right. So they got a loan. Maybe he had money from before. I don't know, from defrauding all those investors that he did. Maybe he saved up some of his money. Maybe he had a good job. Maybe he had a good line of credit. Maybe he said, okay, I'll $20,000 on my American Express card. We'll buy boats and trailers, yada, yada, yada. He made that up in a week. Oh, gas is expensive. Gas isn't $5, $6 a gallon everywhere. I'm sorry to break it to you guys. Gas is a little over $3 a gallon in a lot of places. Gas ain't that expensive. And then when you're constantly oh man, my trailer broke down. Oh, we need donations. Oh, this and that. Do you guys know that this guy has 2 houses? One of them is don't quote me. It's either worth. Somebody said in the comment. I still got to look it up. But somebody said he has a second house, and it was over $1 million. $1 million, even if it was $500,000. I mean, now that when I'm not, listen, I hope that channel does not get terminated. Because once this starts going all over YouTube, it's not going to look good. And the weekend, people are with their family and their kids. They're not paying attention. But Monday, Tuesday comes. I'm waiting for a big YouTuber to talk about this. I don't know who's going to talk about it, but I hope that the channel does not get terminated. I hope that it's kept going with the other guys. Yeah, go ahead and have at it. Go do whatever it is that you have to do. And let me say this, and I didn't mention this in the video. Before I made my video talking about Adventures of Purpose and how I, how I just, there was something I didn't like. I could have very easily sent them an email and said, hey man, want to collab? And they would have said, yeah, because they've collabed with small channels. I mean, they've collabed with channels that are just like their clone. They do the same thing, right? And before I did the video, I said to myself, I said, Lamont, I like to talk to myself. I like to talk to myself. But I'm not, I'm not crazy. I don't think I am. Probably. I said to myself, I said, Lamont, before we make this video, instead of making a video that is going to get a lot of backlash from people and people are going to unsubscribe, they're not going to like you, they're going to hate you, they're going to, they're going to want you to, whatever. Why don't you send them an email and just be like, hey man, my name is Lamont. I have a YouTube channel, Lamont at Large. I go to cemeteries. I visit true crime disaster sites. I do some missing persons. I need, by the way, I need to do more of those. I need to start really getting in on that. I'm actually going to do one tomorrow. I do like unsolved murders. I'm a big fan of your channel. I was thinking it would be great if we can cross collab. Why not? And I said, no, I don't want to collab with those guys because they're money grubbing weirdos and I don't want no part of them. I don't want to sell myself out to somebody that, even though they do a good thing, and let me just say this first and foremost, and you guys keep ignoring what I say when I say they've done great things. I'm just not worshiping them. That's all. I just don't want to worship somebody. And when I'm referring to them, I'm really referring to Jared because he's the one that really irked me. I'm not going to associate myself with somebody who worships money. And I just can't do it. And as nice as they might pretend to be, and I'm saying again, I'm referring to Jared, I just did not, I don't like how they do their channel. I don't like how they just put on the sad music. I don't like their editing. I just think it's really fake, and I'm just not into it. But again, I hope that guy goes to prison forever. I hope that the other guy gets to keep his channel, and I hope he makes $30,000, $50,000, $100,000 a month. I hope he makes obscene amount of money, because some of you guys will just come out and say, oh, you're jealous. Let me tell you something. There's nothing in life that anybody has, and I swear to God, there's nothing in life anybody has that I want. There's just nothing. I'm not a materialistic person. And if these people that they don't know me, if they knew in real life what kind of vehicle I drive, what kind of clothes I wear, what I buy, yeah, you can't be jealous of somebody who's making a great amount of money on YouTube when you would live your same life even if you were on that level. And again, I'm not hating on those guys. I just don't like the way they work their channel. They were just too, it was like Adventures with Profits. It's like they're just whoever was pulling the strings behind the scenes, which is probably pedophile Jared. He's a greedy scumbag. I don't want to associate myself with that. Yeah, sure. They probably would have said yes. And I would have got an easy 25,000 subscribers from them, which is a big deal. When you're collabing with other YouTubers, and if you want to work with another YouTuber, more times than not, if I worked with like a YouTuber, that was like my size, I'll get 2,000 subscribers. It's collaborating. Collaborating is just, I'll collaborate with people that I like. You know what I mean? Like collabing with people that you don't know. I'm just, for what? I'm not interested. Like they already know who I am. They probably already know who you are. There doesn't need to be any kind of cross collab. We don't need that. That's stupid. I'm not going to do that. Now again, I am always open to collabing with people in the near future. but it has to be the right kind of channel. I don't want to collab with people who did the same thing. You know, I don't care. But with them, it would have been a great collab because they don't do the same thing as me. And even if they only had 200,000 subscribers, I'm just saying because they had, you know, almost 3 million now, that it would have been great for me. For them, now everyone that watches my channel pretty much already knows who they are. But I don't want to sell myself out like that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna whore myself out to get subscribers. I'm not like that. There's other people on YouTube that do a great job of whoring themselves out, and I'm not one of them. That's it, guys. That's it. Blah, blah, blah. It looks like I need a good night's rest. Yeah. When you drink alcohol every day and you eat bad food, the salt really just kind of messes. It makes you look tired. Oh, he's back in my eyes. Maybe I'll get surgery, get my eyes removed. So I don't know. You want me to come back to Akron? I will be coming back to Akron. I have a few stories to do, so I will be going over there for sure. We will see. Blah, blah, blah. Anyways, is there anything else I wanted to talk about? I don't know. What else is there to talk about? I thought I was only going to go live for 30 minutes. It's already been an hour. Maybe I am getting sick. I don't know. Come visit the other Vale. What's the other Vale? Lakeisha Yancey's in the building. What up? What up? Lamont, gonna do van life soon. Can't wait to travel. Hope to run into you one day. Love all you do. Thank you very much, Janet. And good luck with the van thing. You know, the only advice I have for you is carry a gun with you. Yeah, any woman living in a van, carry a gun with you. Don't even think about it. Don't read the laws of the state you're at. Miss Lynch, baby, how we doing? Long time no see. From the other side of the planet, over there in Australia. Yeah, any woman going to do the van life, carry a gun with you. Carry a gun with you. Carry a gun with you. That way, when you know you're in the van and some guy's like, you're like what? You know, it's this. Yeah, you gotta carry a gun on you. Carlos Munoz. Oh, what's up? Carlos and his lovely girlfriend Maria from New Orleans. I met them. They did we did a live stream together. Yeah, what's going on? Hey, do me a favor, because you owe me dinner. I don't know if I told you the stipulations of meeting me is you know when we meet again, you owe me dinner. So make sure I do me a favor. Just text me on my phone and just so I can save your guys' number. So when I get there, I could have you guys buy me dinner. It's great, free dinner, right? I should be there. I'll be there like when I'm in Texas. I will be sneaking over to Louisiana. So let me know. Dinner's on you, and maybe drinks too, if you could stretch the dollar. Yeah. Thank you very much, Sister Seven. Yes, he's a scumbag, but I wasn't the first one to expose him. It was, I don't know. Technically, was it the Sun, the online news rag, that exposed him, and then all the other little YouTubers started, getting on. But listen, guys. If you have to unsubscribe from them, I understand. But you guys gotta understand. Yeah, this guy was like the mastermind behind it, but he wasn't the one putting in the work. It was other people doing his work. You know what I mean? So it's not fair to even though I disagree with how they run things, it's not fair to the other guys that that everything should disappear, like all their hard work is gone. Now, hey, listen, this could be a great thing for those other guys. They could start their own channels. But doing that kind of channel by yourself would be very difficult. But maybe they can just, because doing what they did, that like I can't do that. For anybody that was like, well, why don't you go get a diving suit and go diving? Like, no, I don't want to. I never said I wanted to go diving. I'm not interested in diving. Why would I want to do that? Could I do that? Yeah, I can take diving lessons. Yeah, I could afford a diving suit. I could afford a boat. I can get a trailer. I can get their equipment. But that's not something that you do by yourself. Well, why would I do that? I'm a one-man show. Well, two-man, show with Scarlett. But you know what I'm saying? Like that's not a thing. That's like a group of people. So their little organization was perfect for that. But I hope that they can. I hope that they're able to reap the rewards of all the work that they've done. You know, whatever. Just they need to relax on the fake acting. Just calm down. Calm down on the fake acting, dude. It's not. I don't like it. So yeah. It's hot down under, aye? Isn't it just summer? No, sorry, that's a British accent. Isn't it just summer down there? One day I want to make it down there. I don't know. The whole COVID stuff, really messed everything up and put us really behind. So whatever. It's like 60 degrees here in Maine. Is it really? If my van didn't have several million miles on it, I wish I wanted to go to Portland for 3 days, and not even to do any videos. I just like Portland. You know, it's so funny how we have two Portlands in this country. One's a dump, and the other one is nice, and they're like as far away from each other as you could possibly get. No offense to anybody from Portland, Oregon. I haven't been up there in about a dozen years, but I heard it's really bad. I heard it's a dump. Homeless people, tents. And it's funny that, excuse me. It's funny that when I speak to my sister and my grandmother, they when I tell them that tents in other cities don't really exist. I mean, they exist, but they'll be like in the bushes behind a building, like in the desert, or they're like in the forest away, like behind buildings away, so people, you don't see them, right? Now you'll have some cities like you'll have like homeless encampments. Like I seen one in was it not Gettysburg, but it was what was it? Scranton? It was like under a freeway, and it was like the police just told them all, like, look guys, just go over here and stay there. So you'll see that on occasion. Atlanta is bad with that. You'll see them, but you don't see them the way you see them in Los Angeles. And my sister and my mom and my grandma, they don't understand. Like, they think it's normal everywhere. No, it's not normal everywhere, and that shouldn't be allowed, and it shouldn't be accepted. You shouldn't be allowed. And in Philadelphia, even in Philadelphia, they don't even do tents. I mean, they do, but it ain't like that. I mean, if somebody from Philadelphia came out to LA, they would be like, "Whoa, what's with all the tents?" Because you could just, in LA City proper, you could just, I was just reading an online article. This guy built a house on Hollywood Boulevard. He's like, "Yeah, it's my house. I just built it. It's just here," which I kind of think it's awesome. I mean, when it comes to the whole tent thing and the house thing, like, I'm not against them having tents, just not on the street. Like, there's gotta be an area where the city owns land that they can go. It's like you can't have them on the street. You just can't. It's just because then they throw trash. And here's the thing. It's not like, and I'm speaking to people, if you've never been to Los Angeles or you don't know what I'm speaking about. It's not like you have homeless people in tents all over Los Angeles. It's not like they're clean. I mean, if they were clean, and then they were sitting on their on an antique rocking chair, like reading the paper, smoking a pipe, having like a little bonfire going, and they're just like, "Oh, hey Jim, how you doing? Oh, Frank, another day in paradise." No, it doesn't work that way. These guys are doing drugs. They're pooping in the bushes. They throw trash everywhere. All of a sudden, you get tents in your neighborhood. All of a sudden, there's like a stolen bike ring. You got like these bicycles and parts. There's heroin needles all over the sidewalk. You can't even walk on the sidewalk in certain parts of Los Angeles because their tents and garbage encompass the whole sidewalk. You have to walk in the street. Like, literally, like if I'm walking down Cahuenga, I gotta like look behind me to make sure no cars are coming so I can like run into the streets. Let me tell you something. When I get down to LA, I'll show you guys all this nonsense. It's just complete and utter nonsense. I don't know if they're ever gonna clean it up. It's kind of like, what do you do with them? I mean, you got homeless people, and I'm about to end the live stream after this, after I rant. But you have homeless people coming from all over the country, coming down to Los Angeles, Southern California, and you have a lot of cities buying homeless people one-way tickets to Los Angeles. And Los Angeles used to do it to Las Vegas. They were sending homeless people bus tickets to Las Vegas. That's why Las Vegas now has the homeless problem it has. Now, Las Vegas has its homeless section, and I might do a video, about that too when I get over there. Because, I often said, I'm going to start doing videos on Lamont at Large that people aren't, it's not going to get any views. People aren't going to like it. People aren't going to care, whatever. Yeah, that's fine. I just want to do something different. I just want to do something different. That's all, just, maybe I'll start, I don't want to give out any ideas, spies, but, maybe I'll start doing this. Maybe I'll start doing that. And, and most of these people, they're either mentally ill or they're on drugs. And I feel bad for the mentally ill ones and the ones on drugs. You guys, I don't know if you watched that video about the fentanyl addict that gave a ride. She was a nice girl. And she did compliment me on my eyes, so I have to give her kudos. I'm just kidding. You conceited bastard. But no, seriously. She was a nice girl. And, you could tell her face. I mean, she was okay looking. And you could just tell, like, she was still... Like, she didn't look like a drug addict. Her teeth weren't bad or nothing like that, but you can tell she was in the very beginning stages of getting that drug look. And I'm just like, and when she left, I gave her a couple bucks and I said, listen, I said, thanks for the conversation, man. Good luck. I hope you make it out of here, because, it's not safe. That could be my sister. I wouldn't want my sister out there doing drugs, living in a tent. Or living in like abandoned buildings or abandoned houses. Your whole life is predicated on waking up, stealing, finding whatever you can steal, selling it, and then getting more drugs and doing more drugs. That's not how we want to live our lives. We the homeless problem. We've always had a homeless problem, but now I think ever more or so it's been put out there because of social media. So now we have pictures, and we can see pictures from LA. We can see pictures from New York. We can see pictures from Atlanta. We can see pictures from Houston. So the homeless problem seems in effect bigger, but our population has gotten bigger, and how we share information has gotten just crazy easy. So we see this problem, and then what is the solution to this problem? I have no idea. I mean, my solution is inhumane. Is if you have mental illness, you live in a place and you stay there and you have to take your meds. And, maybe you can come out sometimes, you can go out with your family, but you got to live in a place. You got to stay. We need to provide a place for you. Drug addicts, straight to jail. That's it. Straight to jail. There is not, nope. We'll give you treatment programs. We'll give you this. We'll give you that. Hey, and listen, if you can't abide by rules, if you keep doing drugs, we keep finding you overdosing. You got heroin needles sticking out of your eyebrow. And well, you go to jail. And eventually when you go to jail too many times, guess what you do? You go to prison. Okay? We'll build more prisons. Maybe sometimes a person who's hopelessly addicted to drugs, maybe prison is not the answer, but a place where they're kept away from society, from themselves. Hell, go build a fire camp, and then they can give them a life, pay them a living, but they can't leave. It's like I would call it a nice prison. We can't allow people on the streets to kill themselves, to overdose, to kill other people selling the poison to them. The problem goes more in depth than what a lot of us realize, because we're busy every day. We're living our lives. We're going to work. We're going to pick up the kids. We're looking on social media, whatever it is that we're doing. So we don't really think about them. We don't think, it's like that. I'm going to upload a video that I interviewed a homeless guy in Atlantic City. I'll put that video up, I don't know, maybe the next week or two. He's a nice guy, man. Nice guy. And he recognized me from YouTube, which was really weird, because I interviewed him on my other channel. And then when we were done, he goes, hey, dude, he goes, thank you for talking to me. What's your name? I said, Lamont. He goes, Lamont? He goes, dude, I used to watch a dude on YouTube. His name was Lamont. He went to Graves. I said, yeah, that's me. And he like jumped out of his seat. He's like, what? He goes, oh my God, man. I'll never forget that moment. It was like, it still like makes me feel good, like this, like that. And I gave him some money. He probably went to go buy drugs, but he's man. He deep down, and I'm guilty of this. I'm more guilty than any of you, because I just said right now they all need to go to prison. So I'm the most guilty one of all. But when you get past their drug addiction, when they're like not high or they're not jonesing, some of these people, they went to school, they have educations, they had a good family. That guy came from a good family. He didn't come from a broken home. He was a nice guy. He wasn't high on drugs when I was talking to him. He's like, he's like, I have a drug problem. That's it. He goes, and I was clean for like, 2 months. And then my friend, it's always their friends, their old friends. They come and like, hey man, long time no see, buddy. What's going on? Hey, let's go get ourselves some crack. And you're like, well, wait a minute. No, I don't smoke crack. I've been clean for, 7 weeks now. I don't want to go smoke crack. Oh, come on, man. All right, I'll tell you what. I'll give you $50. Just give me a ride so I can go buy some crack. And then just give me a ride back. I'll give 50, and he's like, okay. And then, it's for, hey, do you mind if I smoke this crack in front of you? And you're like, well, dude, I'm trying to stay clean. Come on. Hey, have a sip. That's really how it starts. You can't associate with your friends any longer when you're trying to kick drugs. And that a lot of times it's like, man, you miss the camaraderie. You miss being around other people. And then they just keep doing bad things, the bad habits. And it's like, to me, it's like, well, how do you stop this? Because either they're going to kill themselves or they're going to kill somebody, or maybe they'll maybe the drugs will turn them into a homicidal maniac and they'll kill somebody. It's just not a good thing. It's like, what do you do? What is the answer? What is the solution to our problem? Portland, Seattle, Los Angeles, all these, San Francisco, Dallas, Austin has a problem. Dallas has a problem. Where do you put these people at? Because there's no such thing as a homeless person who doesn't do drugs, who doesn't have a mental illness that wants to be that way, unless you're me. But am I really homeless? No. I make this choice to live my life like this. But I'm just saying, that's why I like talking to the homeless people. And I keep wanting to do more of those videos, man. And just sometimes I honestly forget. I wake up like every day, like, okay, what am I doing? What story am I working on? I don't wake up every day like, okay, let's talk to a homeless person. And I don't think about it. But I mean, I got a couple videos I never uploaded I could put up. And sometimes the conversations are boring. Sometimes like, sometimes there's some interviews on my channel that I just love. And some of the best interviews I've talked to homeless people was in East St. Louis, Illinois. And I don't know if you guys, probably nobody's ever seen that video I did on my channel a long time ago about that. Really, he was a black homeless guy. I forgot what city I was in. And he was like smiling with his sign. He was just like, woo-hoo. And I said, I got to talk to this guy because I don't know what he's on, but I want some of that. So I said, hey, if I give you a couple bucks, would you talk to me for a minute? He's like, yeah, sure, on camera. He's like, yeah, sure. I talked to him. And he was so happy, like genuinely just excited to be alive. He didn't seem to be high or anything like that. Could have been, I don't know. I should have given him a drug test. I should have told him to pee in the cup. I just dipped the stick. Yeah, positive. No, I'm just kidding. No, but seriously, I said, why are you so happy? Like, he's like, I don't know. I'll never forget that guy. He was, he's like, yeah, I got, problems or whatever, but I'm just blessed to be alive. And it was just a good interview. And then, I've had other interviews where I'm like, dude, this guy is, but I want to do more of those. I just, I want to do more, and I'll upload them on another channel, or maybe I'll take one of my dead channels and turn it into that, where I just do nothing but those. But I don't know. It seems like the homeless interview channels nowadays, it's always like, yeah, I do drugs. It's like, what bothers me about the homeless channels, I'll watch them on occasion, like as background noise. And all I keep thinking about is, why don't you ask this guy what he thinks about, like just what do you think about, I don't know, like anything else but your drug addicted life. Like, let's talk about something else. Like, I think my favorite interview of all time was that homeless guy in Las Vegas. He's either him or the guy, the Kevin, one from East St. Louis, he's like, I smoke crack. Like that guy in Las Vegas, I wish I could like buy him dinner and sit down and have some drinks with him. Like, I mean, he was so mild-mannered and calm, and I just asked him random questions off this telephone app. I'm just like, hey, what do you think about this? Hey, what do you think about that? And then he was like, I was like, man, I like this guy. I want to do more of those. I don't want to, You know, it's like, yeah, people want to hear like the sad stories. Yeah, you know, my dad smoked crack, and then that got my mother to smoke crack. And then, well, of course, my parents are crackheads, so of course I followed along in the family business, and I started smoking crack. It's like, okay, we understand that you're a drug addict, that you got mental illness, but I want to know like who you are. Like other than drugs, like are you an artist? Are you a good singer? I just haven't done enough of those interviews to really kind of work out how to do that. So I think one day, I wish I can give myself a schedule where like once every other Tuesday, I just do homeless interviews. I get on my electric scooter. It's in the back in case you guys are wondering. I just get on my electric scooter and then I'm in like a town and I just ask several people all day long. When I have an interview, when I have an interview, when I have an interview, and then I'll just kind of toss it up. Like I'll do a random question. I'll do this. I'll ask them a serious question. I mean, you never know. That's what I want to do, but I keep forgetting to like do stuff like that. Maybe Scarlett will remind me. Maybe Scarlett will remind me. Anyways, guys, listen. Oh, Becky B, long time no see. 80 degrees. That's crazy. That's crazy. All right, guys. Listen, my Indian food is cold now. So thank you guys for making my food cold. But no, listen, I'm gonna end the stream, but listen, I appreciate everybody who came and stopped in. Is there a gun? Am I in a bad neighborhood? Is there gunshots or is that fireworks? I just want to make sure I'm not in the middle of a gang war. All right, I guess they're done shooting. Listen, I want to thank everybody who stopped in and you know gave a little bit of your time away. Is that a cat? Do I gotta feed this cat? Or is that a skunk? God, when I see an animal, my brain just turns to mush. Anyways, no, I thank you guys for stopping by my stream. And by the way, guys, I'll have some like YouTube shorts. YouTube has kind of finally changed things up, so I do have a couple shorts on my channel. Some of them are going to be from the TikTok. I'm pretty much done with TikTok. TikTok is just I might go live on there sometimes, but I don't really want to upload anything on TikTok. TikTok is just ugh. But if you guys want to, you know, on occasion when you're on my channel, check out my shorts, or if you're looking on shorts on YouTube, sometimes they'll pop up on your phone. I'm not really sure how that feed works, but anyways, guys, listen, whatever I say, whatever I do, I stand by what I say, and I'm honored and blessed to be in you guys' presence. And no, I do mean that. I'm not blowing smoke up your butts. I mean that when I say I don't take you guys for granted. I don't come on YouTube selling you a story, poor me. I don't do that, you know. And I know oftentimes I go live. I don't always turn on my super chat because I'm not trying to like to get money from you guys. And I'm blessed that you guys from before have, you know, send me super chats or PayPal, whatever. But it's not about that. It's about me doing what I love to do. And you know, you guys, again, I always say, you guys simply support me by just thumbing up my video or just, you know, leave a comment. Hey, that's it. Even a hey comment or whatever. I appreciate that. And, you know, I will be getting that new email up pretty soon, man, because I got to do something about that. Because I know you guys are giving me good stuff, and I'm just like, I'm so busy that I don't know how to sit down for like 2 or 3 hours and properly answer emails. But anyways, guys, have a good night, and I'll see you on the next live. I will be at a cemetery. I don't know if it's going to be next Sunday. I know I don't do them every Sunday like I used to. I just, you know, whatever. But I'll try to next Sunday. We'll go to a cemetery. Maybe it'll be nighttime. I think the time has already gone back. I might, and I'm still talking and talking and talking. Anyways, guys, have a good night. I will see you next Sunday. Maybe I'll be at a cemetery. Maybe I'll be on Fascinating Graveyard. I'm not really sure, but we will see. All right, guys, have a good one. Peace out.